I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Cardinals edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Tony Fisher will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 3 years, $1.4 million.
In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Vikings win their 5th game of the season. The Rams lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC West. Michael Clayton stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Aaron Brooks passed for over 100 yards and helped his Saints beat the Panthers. Patriots, Browns. David Patton is so dangerous with his speed. The ball at the 27-yard line. And there's a little stutter step, and he's wide open. Touchdown! The Patriots go on to win this by the final score of 27-21. Right by Lady Liberty in New York, we had the Jets win by a 9-point margin. Down at Pro Player Stadium, we had the Dolphins walk away with a 6-point victory. The Steelers racked up over 200 return yards in their win at Alltel Stadium. The Giants won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Ravens. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Bengals pick up win number 7. Broncos, Chargers. Garrison, first I look at the Hearst, is taking a look at the defense behind the quarterback at his own 14-yard line. Whoop! There he goes with a beautiful spin. Celebrate a touchdown. The Broncos go on to win this by the final score of 28-14. The Packers lost this one, but will stay at number 1 in the NFC North. Jerry Porter had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Priest Holmes won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. It's a torn calf muscle, and the doctors are estimating he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list, and as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Marcellus Wiley sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. He'll be out for the rest of the season. On to the serious news of the week. Shawn Rogers is done for the year as he'll watch the rest of the season from the sidelines, and they'll be scrambling now to find someone that can fill his shoes. Now the big story of the day. Priest Holmes is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Peyton Manning threw for over 200 yards and helped his Colts beat the Titans. And in our final game, we had the Seahawks come away victorious.
All right, Chris, thanks. With the playoffs a little more than a month away, things are starting to get real interesting when it comes to seeding and the races for the division crowns. Let's start things off by taking a look at the AFC. Meanwhile, over in the NFC, the playoff picture looks like this. So that's how we stand to this point. Still lots of jockeying left to go as we get this thing sorted out for January. So that'll do it from here. Boomer, we send it back over to you.
So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.